Okay, so moving on from trauma and trauma bonding is one of the most difficult things that you can ever choose to do in this lifetime. You know what I mean? Because the foundation to most of our relationships, familial, you know what I mean? Friends, associates, you know what I mean? A lot of times, the foundation of those relationships is trauma and trauma bonding. You know what I mean? And we look for others to accept our trauma, to validate our trauma, or to heal our trauma. You know what I mean? But a lot of times we never accept responsibility to move on. You know what I mean? To help ourselves, to heal ourselves, to face ourselves. You know what I mean? And to do the hard work, the inner work of healing, you know, evolving, regenerating, and redeeming ourselves, you know, to begin to take firm possession over our lives, to practice a self-mastery over our lives. You know what I mean? So it's very hard, it's very difficult, you know, to move on, you know what I mean, from relationships, near and dear relationships that are founded upon trauma bonding. But you will find that when you begin that practice, when you finally decide that you've had enough, you know, that life is too precious for you to waste it, you know, that it becomes easy to move on. You know, it becomes easy when you begin to practice a level of committed solitude, you know, staying in your own lane, putting your own practices and habits and discipline of self-love into effect, you know, day by day, week by week, month by month. It becomes easy to move on because all you have to do is focus primarily on yourself to get going, to get started. And a lot of times when you stay in your lane, there's nobody there to compete for your attention. You know what I mean? It's you against you, you know? And there'll be days when you don't feel like moving, you know what I mean? But that's where the discipline has to kick in. You have to continuously reset, restart, refocus, you know, day by day, hour by hour. You know, write down your goals. Write down the steps that you know you need to take. And then take them without fail. And then it becomes easy. It becomes, you start to create a new life, you know, based upon habits of success, habits of self-love, habits of self-mastery. You know, you begin to create a new you know. So who's going to be committed enough to move on from the trauma bonding? Who's going to commit themselves towards showing and proving that life can be wonderful? You know, when you commit yourself towards treating it so, you know. Now, I'm not going to say that it won't be lonely, you know, because a lot of times, like I said, the majority of us have been and are committed to trauma bonding, you know, and addictions and addictive behaviors. And when you begin to commit yourself to practicing something different, a lot of people will fall away, when you begin to move on. And that's the hard part, family members, romantic partners, friendships, that you had since middle school, or even earlier. A lot of people are so committed to practicing trauma and anxiety and depression that they won't be able to keep up, just because you want to grow, just because you want to evolve, just because you want to treat your life like it is something special. That does not mean that a lot of people that you care about will feel the same way and commit themselves towards taking that journey with you. You know what I mean? And then it falls back to you. Do you want to grow? Do you care enough about this life that you've been gifted? You know what I mean? Do you want to manifest the greatest expression, positive example for yourself and then others before you die? The road is wide open for you. The lane is clear. You know what I mean? But a lot of times you're going to find yourself by yourself, But there's two things that I want you to remember. Just because you have to practice solitude, just because you have to move on, it does not mean that you now hate those that you have to move on from. You know what I mean? You can come back, you can refresh or, those relationships with the new love that you have found, the new compassion, the new forgiveness, the new empathy that you have been graced, to build up within yourself. You can go back, but you don't have to stay stuck there is the best part. You know what I mean? And the second thing to remember is the new friendships, the new alliances that you want to be able to attract. You'll be able to do that in the most organic fashion. Your vibe will attract your tribe. Maybe not immediately, but how consistent will you be in that vibe, in that alignment, with the new principles, the new ethics, you know what I mean? The new thought patterns, the new self-mastery and control and discipline that you're exhibiting, in your life. How consistent are you with that? The more quickly, the more consistent that you are in that vibe, in the new practices, in the new habits, in the new mastery that you're striving to exercise over yourself, the more quickly you'll be able to reach the type of frequency that you need to attract your new friends, your new family, you know what I mean? Your new community. So keep pushing, keep striving. This is your brother Mike X. I'm challenging you as I challenge myself. You know what I mean? To move on from trauma and trauma bonding, to move on from anxiety and depression. You know what I mean? Treat this life that you have been gifted with as a present, because the present is all you ever have. The past is done and gone and the future hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean? So treat the present as a gift. Keep pushing, keep striving. Like I said, please share this quick video. And I'll see you there. I'll see you at the crossroads, man. As they say. All right. Peace and elevation.